Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here we have most probably the Moreton Bay Fig, Ficus macrophylla from Australia. I say most probably because, well, there's about 1,000 different species. There are about 1,000 different species of figs, and even with plants which have been cultivated for hundreds of years, suddenly somebody decides that they're a different species than what everybody thought for centuries. Those are the leaves, nice and brown underneath, but a little bit small for Ficus macrophylla, and also somehow not brown enough. That's what they look like when they are on the tree. Brownish underneath, but I cannot see anything pubescent. And the young leaves, they are not even brown underneath, they are kind of glaucous underneath. And that's what the young fruit look like. So it could actually be some closely related species. You might correct me if you want. Those were the, what was this? Those were the bracts or the, oh god, well, I forgot what those scaly leaves or leafy scales are called. Well, basically they come here from the bud. I'm really ashamed, folks. I studied botany and I've not only forgotten all the plant names, but also what the different parts of the plants are being called. Well, those things of which I forgot the name, as far as I know, in Ficus macrophylla, they are big and conspicuous. But the leaves are also big and conspicuous in Ficus macrophylla, and they are supposed to be pubescent underneath while young. So it might be something slightly different from real Ficus macrophylla. As you can see, this grove of figs is quite popular. There is the local boccia club, but they don't bother me, I don't bother them, and everybody is fine. Well, a tree which looked quite similar to those trees in the Botanic Garden of Puerto, less than 2 kilometers from here, was named Ficus macrophylla, and it had two types of figs. One type looked more or less like this fruit here, hard and unpalatable, like the literature describes the fruit of Ficus macrophylla, edible but unpalatable and dry. And some others were just completely squished and rotten, much worse than in this one here, and eaten by animals, but you could see that they had been sweet and quite juicy. So when I found a couple trees which look similar to Ficus macrophylla, it might be a closely related species, with lots of intact soft ripe fruit lying on the ground, I was intrigued, of course. Two different types of fruit. Those small hard ones, a lot of them kind of dried up, a little bit dried up, look like undeveloped. Yeah, hard and unpalatable. I'm sure you can make them into some curries or other dishes, but you can basically put anything in a curry as long as there is enough rice and curry and coconut milk. But look at those interesting purple figs with those lighter purplish reddish spots. They are big, they are plump, and they are soft. When you cut the little ones open, that's what they look like inside. Not even sure if those flowers are male or female. If you can recognize something on my cheap phone, please tell me what this is. And if you look at the well-developed ones, they almost look moldy in the middle. However, I'm not really sure if this is mold. It could be mold. It was very rainy here in the last weeks. Could it be pollen? I mean, here in the middle of the right piece, there are a few structures which kind of look like stamens. And here, in this one, yeah, look at this little structure protruding inside the fruit. Looks like there is even the bract of a small male flower visible, or maybe it's not even male, it's female. So I'm not really sure if this is mold or if this is pollen. And if you know me, you know that of course I'm gonna try this thing because it's a good size fig. Most figs are much smaller. It's plump and juicy, reasonably juicy, and this shine here, that really looks like sugar. Not as sweet as I expected. It seems to be like a slightly dry and slightly sour fig. Not bad. The thing that's bothering me most are the seeds. They are bigger than in Ficus carica and harder to chew. I'm pretty sure that this is no mold. I'm pretty sure that this belongs there. Funny. Maybe after pollination, stamens develop inside the same flowers. If you are a specialist on figs, please enlighten me on this. Let's try this one. Really nice and soft. This is actually better. Look at it, how juicy this is. This one actually comes close to a low to middle quality fig. I've bought a lot of figs in German supermarkets which were much worse than that. Those cheap figs which are usually sold in packages of 4. I would totally prefer this thing to some of those cheap figs which were picked underripe. Not bad. Not as good as a good Ficus carica, but better than a bad Ficus carica, and not many wild fig species can claim that. Well, I don't regret making a third video within 3 or 4 months. It was really worth seeking out this plant. So folks, this was probably Ficus macrophylla, the Moreton Bay Fig. And if not, please tell me what it could be. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the parks and gardens of Tenerife. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.